So I've been meaning to make this video for a while. And I know it's probably kind of double dipping a little bit since I talked about Momoclo being idol icons. But I wanna talk about Reni too. Cause like Momoclo is like one entity, but like the individuals within Momoclo I think are important too. And I am a firm believer that Reni is an idol icon. And the reason why is, well, I feel like it's actually kind of obvious, but um, I mean, one of the first reasons I think is pretty obvious. She is like I'm pretty sure she was like the first member to ever become like part of the group. Uh, I mean, of course, Shiori and Kanako joined shortly after she did. But she, as far as Momoko goes, she's kind of like the Takahashi Minami of the group. The first one that they brought on, I think. And so, I don't know, because of that, I feel like, that in and of itself could probably seal her as at least give her the foundation for an idol icon, right? And that would be all fine and dandy and stuff, but I really do believe that the main reason why she is an icon in the world of idols is because she is, uh, as far as I know, she is the only active idol who is also married. Like, she didn't like stop being an idol, get married, and then like, make a new group or like a novelty idol group or whatever, anything like that. No, she just decided to get married but continued her idol career. And I'm sure this has happened before, but I personally am not aware of any times that's happened before. And judging by some of the reactions that this received, I don't think it's happened very much before, or if it did, it's not very well known. And so because of that, I think she's an icon because she's kind of taking something that's like an idol like 10 years ago would never have done. And she just did it and sort of, I don't know, helped kind of normalize the idea, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I like that. Uh, it's kind of helping to redefine sort of the discourse that we have about idols and the way we interact with them, or the way people kind of see them, I guess. Because there are a lot of people who sort of feel, I guess, entitled to the attention of their favorite idols, and in some cases they want romantic attention. And, that's just not really possible the vast majority of the time. And, kind of because it was always sort of like against the rules, like very, very, like much so way back in the day, it was like the rule. It wasn't even an unspoken rule. Everybody knew about it. And if an idol was caught in a love scandal, that would be the end of it. And so, you had those really draconian rules, but as idols have sort of evolved over the last, I don't know, 12 or 13 years or so, or actually probably closer to 15 years now. We've moved away from those sorts of ideas. Now, of course, some groups are more progressive than others, and honestly, with Momoclo, like they've really kind of shown that. I mean, Momoka, of course, was a member of Momoclo, and then she left to get, well, not for the purpose of getting married, but for a various cocktail of reasons. But, you could say that it kind of maybe started with that, but really, like, Reni doing what she's done, I feel like it's really helped to sort of bring in this new kind of era, this new attitude about, how idols can still remain idols and have their own lives, their own personal lives, romantically or whatever outside of it. And I think that's really, really important. Because I've always believed in that. I mean, why wouldn't I, right? Why wouldn't anybody, realistically, and of course, Kamen Joshi is like an example of a group that allows relationships to be had as long as it's not with fans. But with, many people were never really sure about what the rules with Momoclo were like. I think in the beginning there was something going on with like rules, but as they got older, those rules started to kind of be gotten rid of, I guess, and it was really just up to them and all that stuff over the course of a few years, or over the course of several years within their career. But I guess it really went to show, and I went on about that in my video reacting to her getting married. I was just like, man, this is really, really good for sort of kind of setting a really cool precedent, kind of breaking the doors open for a more open-minded kind of thinking. Now, of course, she's kind of, in my opinion, kind of a pioneer in this, so it's still a little bit sketchy, but I feel like as time goes on, we're going to see more and more of this happen. And it's really funny too, because a lot of like people, well, not a lot, but there were people who were fans of hers who, when they found out they were married, of course, vast majority of people, I think, were supportive of it. But there were some people who were like, I can't support her anymore. And then they go on to support like a different member of Momoclo, and it's like, you do realize, like, if you see that as a sinking ship, you're just gonna hop on another ship that's gonna sink, right? I mean, I think all the members except for Arin, as far as I know, have very explicitly, announced their intentions to get married in the near future, like within the next year, and so I don't understand the mentality of these people, because like you're unless maybe it's Arin. Because I haven't heard anything from Arin. I may have missed it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Link it to me or whatever. But like, you're just gonna end up hopping onto another sinking ship and then whatever, So it's kind of a useless idea, to be like, I can't support you because you got married. That's not what idols are supposed to be. I don't know. And so Reni doing that kind of shows kind of the ridiculousness of all that. And I don't know. I guess I'm just really glad that it makes her an icon. She's a pioneer now, and it's really respectable. It's highly respectable, actually. And I even now, like all these months later, almost a year later, I guess, I can't help but to think that that's probably the coolest thing Reni's ever done was get married. You just like throw a wrench in the expectation, the machine of expectations that is what some idol fans have over with their favorite idols. But I don't know. In any event, I think I'm just rambling at this point. Let me know what you thought about any of this in the comments below. I'll see you next time with something new, and in the meantime, peace.